claim to be as good off the cuff as our boss, Dr. May, so got a few notes here. I'll look down at on occasion, but I wanted to start off by just mentioning, and I've been at Angelo State a long time, but kind of our philosophy here. Obviously, anytime it's this way across campus as well, is we hope those folks are here forever. That's not realistic, but that's our hope. When we bring someone to Angelo State, it's just like when our coaches recruit people. If we bring them on campus in a recruiting format, it's because we want them to be here. And that's the same way when we hire someone. And, we also hope that while they're here, they get an opportunity to grow personally and professionally, that will prepare themselves for whatever the good Lord brings into their life in the next chapter of that. And that's kind of where we are now. Renee got a hold of Dr. May and I yesterday, and she's at a point where she feels like the good Lord is leading her in a different direction. She has some opportunities that will take her back closer to home, to her family. She's got a younger sister that's still very active in athletics, and she is obviously excited about an opportunity to be able to follow her and keep up with her athletics. Very sad day, obviously, because she's leaving a program that she's very much been a part of the last 4 years. When we were visiting, I told her that I can appreciate her decision and I can respect her decision because she's a grown woman and a professional, and I know that it was an educated decision. I know it wasn't an easy decision, but I told her I still didn't like that decision. Obviously, she has done great things for us here in the 4 years she's been here as an assistant coach and then most recently as a head coach. And, I have appreciated and enjoyed an opportunity to see her grow as a coach and to see her teams respond to her. When we hired her just a few years ago, there were some people that were asking me if I knew what we were doing, and I said, trust me, you will see, because I had met with Renee, and I knew that she was obviously wise beyond her years, and I knew that she had potential to do great things here, and she did. She was a big part of our 3 championships that we've had the last 3 years, and then obviously she's been a part of the only 2 Sweet 16 appearances that we've had here at Angelo State in the women's basketball program. So we definitely appreciate all that Renee has done for us, and we wish her the best of luck as she moves forward. And I told her that it didn't matter what she was doing, I knew that she would be successful because I know she's that type of person. And we definitely are better to have had her on our staff, even if it was a short time. And obviously, that's a big part of this press conference. But before we move into the other part of it, I want to invite Dr. May to come up and say a few words as well.
Well, he must be hanging around me because he just gave me my speech, so he's getting better at it. But he didn't even look down. I'm telling you, he's finally growing up. But no, I just want to say, if Renee Shippey wanted to be the head coach of Angelo State University women's basketball, she still could be. And so I just want that very clear, that her decision to go back to Missouri and be with her family was hers and hers alone. It was a huge shock, but when she comes in my office, I don't know, I guess Dr. Topliff and I and Angie, we've seen it enough when people come to resign. I said, don't even walk in that office if you're going to resign. And she just tucked her head and walked straight in, and I knew it wasn't going to be good news, but we love her so much that we're happy she's making this change. And but she was part of an amazing turnaround here at Angelo State. When Kevin Baker, I asked him, I said, who are you going to bring? He said, well, I got this young lady who's an outstanding coach. Her name is Renee Shippey. And Kevin Baker hadn't resigned more than a day. We already knew Renee was going to be his successor. And I want to say that, after we got out of the whole argument of me trying to talk her into staying, and I knew I wasn't going to win, I said, well, who do you want to take your place? And she told me Nate. And she said that the team likes Nate and that we like Nate, and it was a godsend that Nate came last year to be the assistant coach. So I just want y'all to know that girls basketball is a strong, strong program at Angelo State, and it will continue to be so. It's very important to this region and this state and this university. And on on behalf of the entire university, I want to thank Coach. We have a wonderful set of team members here. I'm glad y'all came out, and I tell you, we have a lot of promise for next year. We're not rebuilding, we're reloading. And we have 3 right here sitting on the front row that are going to be part of that as well. But I'm going to turn it back over to Coach, Athletic Director Reed, and he'll tell you who's going to be our next coach.
I don't mind, Coach. I think that's a pretty endearing term. But as I was mentioning, obviously Dr. May was looking at my notes, I think, 'cause I can skip forward to the last page, I think. But, he had mentioned about when we hired Renee, and that was one of the things yesterday that after Renee told us her intentions, and, that was one of the things that we've always done is said, do you have any ideas of who you think would be good here? And she did mention Nate, and, he and I visited a little bit, and I think when you look at Nate's repertoire and you see what he's been able to do, and the fact that he's been here a year under a great coach and understands Angelo State University. One thing that I talked to Nate about yesterday is that Nate is all ASU. And me personally, I'm big on team. Of course, I'm beholden to Angelo State University because this is the only place I've ever been. And so I judge our coaches, our new coaches that we hire, whether they know it or not, I base it upon how many times they talk about where they were. And Nate has never once mentioned where he's been. He always talks about Angelo State. And to me, that says a lot, because when they step foot from day one on campus, they're bought in 100% to Angelo State University. And to me, that makes a big difference, because I know then as an athletic director that this person is going to do their best to make Angelo State what it needs to be. And that's important to us. It's important to our student athletes who recruit here. When we talk to them about the fact that they have an opportunity to go to a great nationally accredited university, to be part of a national caliber athletics program, to get a great degree, and to have an opportunity to play for championship, I want that to be the truth. And I know that coaches that believe in Angelo State University and believe in our mission and our philosophy and what we do here, not only in the university but in the athletic department, then I know that's going to happen. And I know that I can trust that. Sometimes people talk about do you look outside or do you look inside? I think there's nothing wrong with a homegrown product. Even though he's only been here a year, obviously he had an opportunity to experience some great things with Coach Shippey and the rest of her staff and the young ladies that were here, and the opportunity that they had and how deep they went in their playoff run and winning their championship. He kind of got a good look at what it's all about and what the expectations are, not only of the administration but of our campus, of our student athletes, and of our fan base. And so he told me that he's excited about being able to hang banners, but his ultimate goal is to hang a big banner, a national championship banner, and that's one of the things that we aspire to here at Angelo State. We want to be the best. And so those are things that I think are going to allow him to be successful here at Angelo State University as the head women's basketball coach. So without any further words, I will introduce Coach Nate Harris, his wife Elise, and their 3 daughters, Henley, Harper, and Holland. And I think they're working on a basketball team. So got one to come.
And we're adding one more in September, so give us time, we'll get to 5. It's funny, I keep waiting for this to be like the most elaborate, well-thought-out April Fool's prank in history, but we're at the press conference, so here we go. First off, obviously, I want to thank our president, Dr. Brian May, our athletic director, James Reed. Your guys' belief in me is very, very humbling. I'm really excited for this opportunity. It's almost as humbling as joining this staff. I don't know if you guys looked at this roster of coaches lately that work here, but it's kind of the who's who of who's getting it done in Division II. So it's just as humbling to join this group of people and to learn from this group of people, because it's a great roster of coaches, and I'm blessed to be joining that there. Now, as I thought about this a ton the last couple of days, not the last 24 hours actually, there's a country song out there about the ones that get you there. And there's so many people that have got us to this point right here. And it's really kind of fitting that we're doing this on April 2nd. because this is also our 8th wedding anniversary today. So, and nobody has done more to get me here than my wife Elise. Coach's spouses are a different breed. They're a special breed, and she sacrificed so much to get us here. And so obviously very, very thankful of her. Also here, our daughters. They're everything, even though we can't buy nice things because of them. So very excited to keep watching them grow, and I'm very blessed to be their dad, but you come to our house, we don't have very many nice things because they break most of them. All right. Obviously, my immediate family, my mom, Sean, my dad, Rod, my brothers, Nick and Nolan, their families. Too many friends that I can't even name all of them, but people that have done everything from taking 2 a.m. phone calls to listen to me vent to loan us money to get through the hard months in this business. So there are so many people that I could thank, and so many close friends, and going back to high school, college, a lot of people that got us to this point right here. And I'm so blessed to have that many people that I know are in my corner. Obviously, the last group would be co-workers, former players, and obviously former bosses is the most important one. Former players and people I've worked with, they've made me better, they've challenged me. I'm forever indebted to the hundreds of young men and women that have ever played for me and all the people I've ever worked with to get here, but especially those former bosses, and I'm going to name them. There's not too many, but I am going to name them. Nate Larson, a guy who none of you would know. He's not even in coaching anymore, but he gave me my start in this business, and I'll forever be indebted to him for that, and I really appreciate him. Chris Wright, a guy who some of you will know, that he was here a couple years ago. He was one of my mentors back in the day, and his support and friendship has been huge through my entire 12-year career. You know, we've been close for a long time, and he's one of my best friends, and I love that guy. Kevin Wooden at MSU Billings. I worked for him for 3 years, and I wouldn't be here without him because he taught me what it means to do this the right way and do it in a way where you're still the husband and father that your family deserve. Kevin's a great guy, and I learned a lot from him. Trish at Montana State, Trish Binford. I spent 4 years working for her, and it was unbelievable, not only because what we accomplished, going to NCAA tournaments, doing some of that kind of stuff, but how we accomplished it, with a focus on family and a focus on doing things the right way. And obviously last but not least, Coach Renee Shippey. There are so many things that I'm thankful for about Coach Shippey and so many things that I really appreciate about her, but I'm most thankful for her friendship and for the person she is. She's a great, great person, and she's made it so I'm taking over a program that most people would fight their whole career to build. I know that I'm inheriting something that most people are blessed to ever get a chance to work in, and I'm incredibly excited and thankful for the program she's built that I get to inherit, and for the young ladies that she's brought that I get to inherit, because there's a lot there that I have to be really, really thankful for. That's the hard work of her. And this leads me kind of to the final word in that line about here, because I'm so blessed to be standing right here, right, to be the head women's basketball coach at this university, to get to work with this group of young ladies, to work in this athletic department, to get to raise my family in this community. There are so many things that make that so special. Again, Angelo State's an elite university. That's bar none. This is an elite place. There's not many places like this. Our athletic department is second to none, and I can't say enough about the group of young ladies we have. I'm so blessed to get to work with them. We've already had a couple, we've already met with most of them, and we can't wait to get started. And again, it's not a rebuild, it's a reload, and we're going to be right back there. But I can't think of any place that me and my family would rather be than right here, right now, with y'all. Thank you so much.
As we wrap it up, I will have to apologize to Nate and Elise because I interrupted, I guess, their anniversary dinner. As I was walking out of the parking lot at 12, they were in the car eating takeout from Rose's. And so I apologize. I thought y'all were just eating on the run. But Nate had mentioned a few things about his past, and I just want to make sure that everybody is aware of, his pedigree. He talked about some of the places that he's been and everything. He spent 4 years prior to coming to here at Montana State, where they had a couple of Big Sky championships there. and made some NCAA tournament appearances. He was associate head coach there. Before that, he was at Montana State Billings, and he helped them to their first GMAC regular season championship when he was there. And then prior to that, obviously, he was a student assistant, I guess, at Montana State University Billings, and then played at Montana Tech. And I think along the way, he was a golf coach, too. So he's done a little bit of everything, but you know, again, when you look at his resume and what he brings to this program, there's a lot of success there, you know, including what he's been able to accomplish here with Coach Shiffey and Spencer and Connor and their staff this past year. He brings a lot of success to the table, and we are so excited about welcoming him as a full-time head coach into our staff here at Angelo State University. So without further ado, thank you for being here today, and I'm sure Nate will be around if you have questions for him. Thank you.
Just want to quickly add, obviously, Spencer Robertson, we're going to keep Coach Spence on here and have him work. Coach Spence has worked incredibly hard on the recruiting front. We've got kids coming out our ears every day. He's got more kids, so he's worked really, really hard. And obviously, Connor Gurley's helping us a ton through this as well. He was the GA this year, finishing really excited to keep working with those two. Can't let him sit there unnoticed or untalked about.